How would you describe your first 90 days in office?
Well, it's been a whirlwind, pretty tumultuous, but it's been wonderful. I've gotten so much assistance from all of the department heads, the city employees, all the staff. Everybody's been wonderful to really work with me to make this change in administration as smooth as possible. So it's been really busy, as you can well imagine, but I think we've accomplished a lot in these first couple of months.
How has your knee surgery affected your ability to get things done in your first 90 days that you would have liked to have gotten done?
Well, I don't think that it has affected what I wanted to get done. I'm a little slower getting around, obviously, but you know, I've been at the office. I came back to work within a couple of days after the surgery and have been able to get around. I'm trying to be self-sufficient, and I've progressed from the crutches to a cane, and I hope to be off of that soon, and I'm able to drive. So I've been able to pretty much get around and attend what I wanted to attend. I've gone to every city council meeting, even though ever since the surgery, and gone to every meeting that I needed to go to. So I don't think it has hindered my ability to get things done. I'm just a little bit slower, but I hope to be speeding that up as I'm getting better.
Tell us about the budget process and how do you expect that to go this year? Will there be cuts this year in the city's budget, or what's your primary concern about this year's budget?
Well, my primary concern initially when I came into office was making sure that we had a budget process that was transparent, that was open, that allowed the citizens of Clarksville to participate, to be able to understand and see what was going on. So my first goal was to set up a process where we could have the budget hearings actually recorded, actually open to the public, actually available, which we've done. And we've set that up, and I would urge any member of the public to go to the city website. We've got a citizen's guide to the budget, which will kind of give you a roadmap of what actually we're going to be doing in formulating the budget and getting it passed. Then we have the schedule of all the budget hearings on the website. They are open to the public. They will be held in city council chambers, so you'll be able to come. And you can also come to the city council work sessions that will be held later in the next couple of months, where the city council has the opportunity to actually participate in helping formulate the budget that we would be presented. What do I see for the budget? Well, I think we're going to have to wait until we see some of the department heads' suggestions and requests for their departments, for their budgets. My major goal is number one, to have a balanced budget that doesn't include any tax increases, but that makes sure that we provide for the major and those items that we place at the top of the priority to be funded. So it's going to take a lot of working together. I can't tell you if there will be a number of cuts because I haven't seen the actual numbers yet. I think that's something that will develop as we see the numbers come in from the various departments.
Do you expect there to be a tax increase this year?
I certainly hope not. I don't think so. I'm going to work as hard as I can to make sure that we have a balanced budget while still providing for our top priorities without a tax increase.
We're waiting on a second opinion from the Attorney General's office on the CDE situation. You were not expecting, obviously, to deal with that controversy right out of the gate as the mayor. When the Attorney General's decision comes back, what do you expect to do about that moving forward?
Well, as you know, we had a first Attorney General's opinion that we asked the Attorney General to issue an opinion on whether or not the city ordinance that had been passed previously by the council that prohibited a former mayor or former council member from assuming the role of a department head for a year after leaving office. We wanted to know if that ordinance actually applied in this situation. The Attorney General came back and opined that it did not apply because the Department of Electricity in Clarksville is governed by a state law, the Municipal Plant Law of 1935, which didn't have any such restriction within it. So that ordinance did not apply. So the second Attorney General's opinion was one which looked to say, well, if the Municipal Plant Law is the governing law that applies in this case, then is our board of 7 members not consistent with the law, the state law that says you have a 2 to 4 member board with a member of the governing body as your 3rd or 5th member. So we're awaiting that decision, and when that comes back, and if they tell us that the state law does control, which I think that it will, if it does, then we'll have to reconstitute the board of electricity and move forward after that.
Hemlock Semiconductor is halfway completed. How does that make you feel, and what do you think the impact of that company being here will be on Clarksville?
Well, first of all, it makes me very proud to be a citizen and resident of Clarksville, to have such a wonderful company locate here in this community, choose Clarksville as a place where they wanted to establish a $1.2 billion facility that operates on a global basis, because they know that Clarksville is on the move, that it's a great place to live, work, and raise our families, and they wouldn't have been here if they didn't think so. So I'm proud to be part of this community that was chosen by Hemlock to come here. The impact is going to be phenomenal. Nobody, I think, anticipated the fact that that plant, you can say $1.2 billion, but it's hard to imagine what that is until you actually see it. And when you go out there and you see the phenomenal work that the company has done in getting that project up, all the construction workers that are out there on a daily basis making sure that that plant gets completed, I think the impact is going to be tremendous with the number of people that are going to have jobs, they're going to be employed out there, and what it's going to bring to our community. They've already become, even in the short time they've been here, such an important part in working with the city and the county and the citizens of Clarksville to make sure that we can be the best community we can be, and I'm proud of them for that.
Infrastructure challenges are going to get worse before they get better, with the troops being home and with Hemlock opening hopefully in another year or so, and there are no short-term fixes for that. What do we do to work our way through those challenges until we can actually build more roads or widen more roads, or things that will ease the pressure of all the traffic and the citizens that are coming here? I mean, the census was over 132,000 in population, and those are not issues that you can solve quickly. What's your vision for that?
Well, Hank, I think it's got to be a twofold vision. The first thing is we have to look for things we can do in the interim, things like realigning intersections, things like perhaps widening some of the roads that we have, where we can work with TDOT, with the state, and with the federal government to be able to get grants to do some of those things like we're doing at Rossview Road, to make it easier for the public to access those 3 school facilities that we have right there on Rossview Road. But realigning intersections is something we can do to make traffic flow more smoothly. We can continue to work with the street department to make sure they're doing what they can to make sure our roads continue to remain as accessible as possible. But the real issue is if we're going to solve the problems of a growing community like Clarksville, we have to be willing to think ahead, think into the future, and look towards planning. I'm a planner by nature, and I believe that if we don't sit down and work together to plan out things, not just for tomorrow, not just for next week, but for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, so that we can provide for those that are coming after us, I think that's what's important. And I think that the people of Clarksville are willing to do that now that they see the huge growth that we've had and the huge needs that we have to continue to plan for the future.
What's your relationship with the city council? Do you work well with the city council, or are you all still getting to know each other, or how do you feel about building this team of working with the council?
Well, I think we're doing a great job at that, and it is a team effort. One person can't do it alone, and we have a system of government that has a mayor and a city council, and if we don't work together, we're not going to get anything accomplished. And I think the city council knows that that's my thought, and we started right off the bat with a retreat where we all came together to say, even though we may disagree on occasion about issues or philosophy, we can still come together on things that are important to Clarksville. I had that commitment from the City Council, and I think we've already been working together in a fashion that shows people that while we may have disagreements about certain things, ultimately our main goal from all of us is we're going to work together for the benefit of the people of Clarksville.
Will we get a charter passed this year?
You know, I hope so. I have charged the Charter Revision Committee with the notion that as we move forward in this, our goal should be that we want to get something passed from the state legislature. So that committee has come together to work in a vein of not recreating the wheel, starting where the Charter Commission had been, and then saying, do we need to make any tweaks that will help us get this revision passed through the legislature? And if so, what are they? And let's get them done. They know that we don't have much time because we have to get it submitted to the legislature before they adjourn this year in order to get that passed. So they're working hard and furiously at getting that document prepared, and I think when they do, I think the citizens of Clarksville will be proud of what they come up with.
Will we get the Marina open this year?
You know, I hope so. I am working very hard at that. You know, Hank, that's one of the things that I do every day is think, when I came into office, there were two major projects, and I don't consider the Marina and Liberty Park two separate projects. They're all one project, but that whole area was something that is moving forward, but I think is important to the citizens of Clarksville, that we don't just say we're going to have it, that we actually have it so they can enjoy it and benefit from it. I do know that as we move forward, Liberty Park, there will be large portions of the park that will be open this summer for the citizens to enjoy. I hope that the Marina Basin itself will be able to have docks floating in it and be available to have people be able to use it. I can't tell you exactly when or what date it will be, but I want the citizens of Clarksville to rest assured that I am working every day to make sure that it does get completed.